Well, hello there. I'm just out here doing a little watering in the garden that we have in our backyard. It's kind of a fun thing I've kind of taken up, especially since I retired, gardening. And so, as you know, I kind of like to mix things up a little bit and play around with how I do the old hiker homily. So here we are for the hiker homily intro for the week of April 30th. I think we're up to number 18 now, something like that. So hello there, hey there. And just to catch you up on things, let's see, last weekend I did get out with the Boy Scout troop, and we went up to New Hogan Reservoir, had a really good camping trip. A lot of the boys did some good stuff to get, advanced in their ranks and merit badges and fun things like that. We did get out on a hike. I was able to get some footage of that. Some footage just for the Boy Scout troop, and then some that I will be putting on the channel in a little hike report, because the trail we did was a small one, because it was kind of a first hike for some of the younger kids that are joining our troop. So small trail, but fun trail. So I want to do a little quick hike report on that, so that'll be coming out soon. I still owe you guys a road trip video from when we went to the Bay Area to the Jelly Belly factory, the Army Corps of Engineers Bay model, which is really fascinating, and the original Rasputin records in Berkeley. So I owe you guys that one. So that's what's going on for this week, and we're going to move on to our hiker topic. See you in a bit. So it's pretty appropriate that I'm watering the garden, since that's what I'm going to talk about on today's hiker topic, is water. Something that's pretty important, I think most of you will agree, when you're hiking or physically exerting yourself in almost any way. Water is pretty important. But unlike here in the garden, we don't just have this ready supply of water. When you're hiking and things, you have to carry it with you. So, how do you do that? Well, as you've watched any of my gear reviews or some of those things, you know that on some of my day hikes and things, I will carry a hydration bladder. The one I use is from Pioneer Bear Camp, and it's a pretty good bladder. I really enjoy it. It does a pretty good job. I also carry water bottles with me on certain types of trips, and on even longer trips like backpack trips and things like that. I'm carrying a large, usually like a water bag or something like that, because you have to consider things depending on the length of your trip and where you're going and all that kind of thing. If you're heading up to the Sierras, like say this time of year and things like that, you don't have to carry as much water. There's usually plenty of water sources that you can trying to get the sun from out of there, that you can get to, and we'll get to getting water from nature in a little bit. But really, the thing the rule of thumb basically is, for water, you want about a liter every 2 hours if you're physically exerting yourself. That's a good rule of thumb. And so, as you can tell, that doesn't translate to miles, because if I'm on flat ground out in one of my levee roads, in 2 hours, I could cover about 6 miles, 5 to 6 miles in 2 hours. I could do that, because I usually do a little, right around or just under 3 miles an hour. However, if I am out on the desert in that flat type of thing, I will probably push that to at least every hour, getting some water in me more frequently, because of the heat, and I'm going to be sweating more. Or in 2 hours of hiking up in the Sierras with doing major elevation changes and stuff, I may only get 3 miles, in that 2 hours, because I go slow heading uphill. I always have. But it's been 2 hours, so I'm going to drink water anyway. So it's not really the distance. It's if you're physically exerting yourself out there hiking, the good rule of thumb is 1 liter every 2 hours. And there's always a caveat in there that, you know, if you're exerting yourself even more, or say in a hotter climate and things like that, you may want to up that intake. Okay, well, there's the thing. If you're out there backpacking, how are you going to carry all that water? Especially in places like the desert and things like that. So you have all kinds of options for that. And I'm not going to go over all the options, but, you know, you've got canteens, you've got water bottles, you've got water bags, all that kind of thing. There's a whole bunch of other stuff out there. But just understand that water is weight. I can't remember the actual formula of it. But water is weight, and so the more you have to carry, the heavier your packet's going to be. And so you have to try to find a way to mitigate that if you can, by knowing where your water sources are and things like that. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, is just, you know, keep yourself hydrated. It's very important. It keeps your body functioning well, keeps you from having any kind of pain and discomfort, because once you get dehydrated, we're talking about more than just, you know, that one, for one thing, that's the road to get into heat exhaustion and things like that, and maybe even heat stroke. Okay, so you don't want to do that. And number two, your body uses water for pretty much everything. It keeps us going. It keeps our limbs going. It keeps our muscles well. It keeps our joints lubricated so that they move and things like that. You start dehydrating yourself, you start having issues with all those things, and that just makes hiking a lot harder and not fun. So water is important. Now, about getting water out of nature. When I'm on a day hike, I can usually plan, okay, I'm going to go this far, it's going to be this much elevation change, I'm going to carry this much water, this is what I'm going to carry. Maybe I'll give myself a little bit more, it's worth carrying the extra weight, just in case I need it. Because for a day hike, I'm going to need water for drinking, right? Okay, here's the thing though. 1 liter every 2 hours, that's just for you to drink. If you're out there in the middle of nowhere backpacking, you are going to need water for cooking or for eating, because some people don't cook. They what they call cold soak, which is fine too. I've done that a few times on a few meals. Makes it simpler. You don't have to carry a stove and things like that. You still need water for that. Okay, so you have to calculate that in as well. You now have to carry 1 liter of water for every 2 hours that you're planning on hiking, plus you need to have several liters left over for things like cooking, maybe, you know, whatever other kind of needs you might have. Okay, so you're going to be carrying more water. Now, if you can get it from nature, so much the better. And we're talking about lakes, streams, and things like that. Now, I know there are plenty of people out there that at this point, when I say what I'm going to say, they're going to bristle up and they're going to do the whole thing. Getting a little windy out here about this, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is my advice to you, as a fairly experienced backpacker, been doing it for a long time, that any water you get from out there, filter it, okay? Or use some kind of a purification system. There's a lot to choose from. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them. One of the most popular ones, though, is the Sawyer Squeeze, along with the Sawyer Mini. Those work pretty well. They fit on smart water bottles, and almost any other type of water bottle, they'll fit on top of it. So you just get your water in the bottle, you drink directly from that. That works pretty well. There are all kinds of gravity feed filter systems. There are pump systems. I've used those before. They work fantastic. You can use chemical systems. Usually it's some kind of bleach or something like that you put in the water, little pills or little drops that you put in, and then you have to wait for a certain amount, and then it's safe to drink. There's just all kinds of ways to treat the water. There's UV lights, all kinds of ways to treat the water to make it safe for you to drink from both pathogens and viruses and things like that. And that's just fine. Whichever one you choose, fine, but choose one and use it. I know there's all kinds of raw water people out there, oh, this and that, and the ones who, you know, use the anecdotal evidence as if it's supposed to apply to the entire human race. I've been out there for 20 years and I've never filtered my water and never gotten sick. Hey, you know, good for you. That's awesome. You're one of those people that are able to do that. Guess what? The rest of the human race doesn't necessarily live like you or have to be like you, and they're not as lucky as you. Because guess what? For every one of you who says, I've never filtered my water, never gotten sick, I can point to 20 people who have not filtered their water and then gotten sick. Okay? And a lot of the things you're mainly worried about is Giardia, which is a type of type of bug you can get in the water. If any kind of animal, especially deer or some of those, are anywhere upstream and they poop in the water, you can have it in the water. And if it gets in your water bottle in your system, it sucks. Let me tell you what, I take it from somebody who has had Giardia. It is not a fun thing. You got stuff coming out both ends. It's not fun. And I was lucky and got it just before I got done with the backpack trip, so the symptoms didn't hit me until I was back at the summer camp that I was working at, and I was able to stay in bed near a bathroom. I had other people checking on me, was able to stay hydrated that way and things like that. If you end up with Giardia when you are in the middle of a trip and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you are actually in danger. A lot of people, oh, what are you talking about? Oh, so you throw up and you have diarrhea. Okay, Giardia is more than just, oh, I don't feel well, I just threw up a little while ago and I had to. It's constant. It is coming out of you from both ends, and all of that stuff coming out of you is liquid. Your body is dehydrating itself from having that problem. So just to avoid that and the many other things that could happen from drinking water that is unfiltered, filter your water or treat it in some way so that it's safe to drink. I know, it's pure from the mountains. Okay, yeah, the mountains have animals in them. Animals poop. Everything poops. Some of them poop in the water because they don't care. You also, unfortunately, have your share of hikers that go out there and don't care and do dumb things like pee or poop near a stream when they're not supposed to, or, oh, the stream feels so good with the cold water over my feet, my dirty feet, that I've got open sores and blisters on and things like that. I'm going to put them in the water and feel good. Okay, filter your water. All right. And that's really the topic. Water is important for hiking, but it just seems to me that it's a simple topic. I mean, once you figure it out, if you know you're going to be hiking for a certain amount of hours, then you need to carry this amount of water. And if you're going to be backpacking and stuff, then check before you go. Be prepared. Here we go again. Check before you go. Know where your water sources are. So, okay, I have to carry this much water at least to here, and then I'll be able to replenish at this spot. And then have a little extra just in case that spot's not there anymore because, oh, that's weird. This says there's supposed to be a stream here, but it's dried up. Okay, there's another one 4 miles away. I'm going to try and get to it. Okay? And then, plan accordingly. And that means also planning accordingly to what kind of terrain you're in. If I'm in the desert, I'm going to be carrying a lot more water because there's a lot less water sources and a lot more of a chance that I'm going to come on a water source that is supposed to be there. And guess what? It's not. It's dried up. Okay? So again, it just goes back to the old mantra that I've said over and over again is not just a Boy Scout thing. Be prepared when you are going out there into the backcountry. Be prepared for things. Don't just wing it, because winging it is when you get news reports of so-and-so got lost, or this person who is an experienced backpacker had to be rescued because they dehydrated, because they got cocky and decided, I only have to carry this much water because I've got access to whatever. So, water on the trail, very important. Watch where you get it. Treat it whenever you get it from out there, and all that kind of thing. And that's just one of those things. You gotta have it. And I mean, like I say, even if you're not cooking, you still gotta have water if you're gonna cold soak and things like that. Almost anything I can think of, you're gonna need water for it. Even just to wash down, if it's a dry meal, you're gonna want to wash it down with something. So, water when you're hiking, important topic, I think, but fairly simple if you really keep track of everything. And that's Hiker Homily. I still think we're number 18 for the week of April 30th. And just kind of enjoying the garden. Going to get back to watering and having a good time and enjoying all the stuff that I'm growing here. And we'll talk to you next week.